So some of the most popular LLMs out there, GPT, Claude, Gemini, etc., all have what are called knowledge cutoffs. You will run into this in your prompting when you're asking the model about something that's contemporaneous. And it will respond with something like, in the case of GPT, my knowledge cutoff is in April 2023. So what does that actually mean, and how does that play in this whole picture? Well, what it means is these huge models are trained on information, and that training process is really expensive and really laborious. So between iterations, they grab a space and time, they train the model, and then they rely, in the case of GPT, on browser connections for more contemporary information. The problem with a browser connection is that although it can go out and grab a piece of news from CNN or wherever it might be, that information hasn't been trained into the model yet. So the neural connections within the model about the ramifications of whatever that fact is that you've grabbed through your browser won't necessarily have been included in the training. In fact, they won't have been included in the training. So yes, you're darting out there, you're grabbing this one little fact, and via some web scraping, GPT is making sense of that fact based on what it knows about the rest of the world, but it's just a single shot out there. So be a little bit careful about contemporaneous information type queries with these models. It's one of the things that can get you into a little bit of trouble, because as the model hasn't incorporated that information, it is more likely to hallucinate around it. Perplexity and increasingly Google Search Generative Experience are adding different types of layers to their search, and their prompting is a little bit more robust in that respect. So you can get more up-to-date information, and it's coming from more sources, and those multiple sources are all being combined into your consumer output. But even so, though that information isn't trained in there either. So pay attention to training cutoff dates, and those will continue to roll forward over time. I'd expect one to drop in GPT very soon.